I said you and you. I said you.
I observe that you don't use stelvin screw cap.
No, you know, the world is changing very fast, and a few years ago, like 20 years ago, suddenly the plastic cork was the solution for all the problems. I must say that the cork industry did a lot of bad things, meaning they had control over everything, and there were lots of problems with cork. So there is a good reason for changing. So the solution was the plastic cork, and everybody was saying, oh, this is the best, this is the solution. Now we know that plastic corks are really bad. It doesn't work at all. So with stelvin, I think it is a better solution than plastic. But let's wait and see, because you know, the other day I had a stelvin producer selling me stelvin and telling me how they can do this and that and that and that. And at the end I said to him, well, you must have a lot of problems for having so many solutions. You know, using stelvin is challenging because you have to change the winemaking, otherwise you do get problems. So stelvin is also, I think, a very good solution for modern world thinking. If you want to make a wine that keeps and keeps the fruit, stelvin is the best probably. But I'm a little bit old-fashioned, and I like wines that evolve, that age. And with stelvin, the wines don't age, they keep.
And it will never be a shortage of cork.
No, and I tell you, from an environmental point of view, it would be really bad for Portugal if suddenly the world doesn't need cork anymore, be it for corks or be it for insulation, because there is a great balance with nature the way it is at the moment, and if we don't use that anymore, there will be a big change in the nature, which is probably not good for Portugal. Well, this is late bottled vintage. We have been talking about the Douro Valley, and of course port is the essence of the Douro. I think we can make great wine in the Douro, be it white or red, but this is a unique wine. It's, in my opinion, clearly one of the best wines in the world. It's a wine with personality, with character, with concentration. A wine that ages enormously well. I mean, if we would taste this in 20 years, it would be a better wine. Again, it depends on stelvin or not, but that's another story. You know, vintage port is the king of the ports, as my father says, and you know, when you drink 27 or 45, I mean, wow, it's just unbelievably good. And then we have the presidents of the ports, which are the tawnies, which are kept in wood for a long, long time and much lighter in color. Well, they taste as good, but in a different way. And this is a little bit in between. It's kept 4 years in barrels, so it's a bit longer in barrel than a vintage port, a bit smoother, a bit more evolution, but still very winey and dark in color, and still lots of fruits, and it ages very well. Cheers.
Cheers. In Portugal, when do you drink port wine? Anytime.
I'm sad to say, but in Portugal, usually it's the tourists who drink the port. Portuguese were afraid of port. Port was our ambassador, but it was for the foreigner. Portuguese are very humble and very closed, the opposite of Spanish. Spanish walk like this, Portuguese walk like this. And so they felt that this was only for export and only for the rich people and only for the foreigners. And there was too much respect. People were afraid of the port. It has changed in the last couple of years, and the Portuguese are starting to drink a little bit more. But we don't really have a season for drinking port. It's more as a dessert. Of course, winter makes more sense than, you know, if you have 45 degrees outside. maybe not the perfect thing for drinking. But one thing I have to say is it's very important to drink it as it is here now. It's fairly fresh and cold. Most ports are served, if you go to a restaurant and ask for a port, particularly in Portugal, you are more civilized here. In Portugal, you ask for a glass of port, and usually the bottle of port is next to the coffee machine.
I said you and you. I said you.